So one of the questions that I got asked, obviously I blogged ahead of time saying that Neil and actually Shoe Money will be on next week as well. But one of the questions that was asked was, does content marketing work well for B2B or we're in a niche where your potential buyers aren't necessarily on the web all the time?
So you're saying does content marketing work for B2B?
B2B or where your potential buyers aren't necessarily living on the web 24/7. Whereas, social media people, they're always on the web, right?
Yeah, so like we do B2B at Kissmetrics,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of times our buyers aren't on the web, but it still works, and the reason being is it helps your brand recognition. And what I end up hearing from like potential customers who are like, yeah, so and so was mentioning your name at a conference. They say they saw you online somewhere. Because a lot of our customers, like the bigger companies and the guys who are the buyers, aren't like reading all these sites and learning. But by doing content marketing, you get all these hundreds and thousands, not millions of people reading your stuff, and eventually they tell other people how good your company is, your content, and the word just spreads. And a lot of those guys tell people who could be your customer. So we found it to work extremely well in B2B. Like we'll spend 20, 30 grand a month on content marketing.
Wow. I saw your webinar. Something like 70% of your leads come from your blog, right, or something like that.
Yeah, it's a lot of leads.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, I know I read your stuff pretty religiously. I get your AWeber mail drips every time I get. I'm like, what is this guy writing about today? Just curious. I mean, do you also get your word out through like partnership channels or stuff like that? I mean, like, what's your best? What other than blog? What do you work on?
I do a lot of biz dev, so partnership channels are effective, like trying to partner with Microsoft and getting them to promote their product through BizSpark and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just a bit of everything. See, a lot of people think you can do one channel and like you're gonna have a big hit. It's not really the reality. The chances are you're gonna have to try like different channels all over the place. And some of them will like the one up there may fail, the one over here will work, and another one will be like mediocre. And it's like you just gotta try out so many of them, and the ones that are doing really well, double down on them. The ones that are doing shitty, figure out a new strategy and try to redo the approach. And if you can make it work, great. If not, figure out if you want to keep trying. If not, just can it. The ones that are mediocre, figure out how to fine tune them and make them profitable. Right? It's just a pure numbers game. Like, you got to try everything.
I try everything. Yeah, that's a good advice. Second most popular question I had come in was, well, you're in SaaS, so you definitely have an ROI out. So why didn't you guys, venture into paid search or something like that in the beginning for Kissmetrics or Facebook?
We do paid search. We do a ton of it.
Oh, okay. And how's that for you guys in terms of ROI?
Very effective. I know Crazy Egg spends over 100 grand a month on paid acquisition.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't know that. Awesome. What are some of the more interesting or weird or unique stuff that you've done that, panned out pretty effective for you guys? Any kind of crazy stunts, crazy stuff? I know you're big on infographics too, right?
Yeah, infographics killed it for us. That's one. We just did like one a week for like 40 weeks, and it killed it. Another thing that we did that worked extremely well was, what was it called? Detailed guides. So we're just like, hey, we're gonna do something so silly. We're gonna spend like $30,000, $40,000 creating a really detailed guide on growth hacking or SEO or content marketing. And it's so long and so detailed, and it has so many graphics that no one would dare to copy this. And like those guys just kill it for us. Traffic-wise, it just goes through the roof.
Oh, really? But didn't you have a blog post saying that like tweet this brought you more to the actual like these expensive content stuff?
It did. It was not tweet this. It was a blog post on business cards or something like that, or business quotes. It got more traffic than the expensive content, but the expensive content qualified leads.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So like another crazy thing I'm doing right now, I just launched it on Tuesday. I created a forum where people can go sign up to like learn, where I'm teaching marketing stuff on Quicksprout.
Right.
And I'm spending $50,000 to $100,000 of my own money to try to find people to promote it, so that way I can get a shitload of users. It's so silly because people are like, why would you spend 50 grand on user acquisition so you can get 10,000 members? Well, I don't care, because if those forum users are so loyal and they create so much content, if my traffic goes up by 200,000 visitors extra a month or 300,000 every month, I'll make back that money in the long run, right? It's just like so silly because most people are like, dude, who would spend 100 grand to promote a form? That's silly, right? Like it just
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. But I'll do it, and I won't even calculate ROI. Like I'll just do crazy things like that.
Ah, interesting. Yeah, actually, I joined this morning.
Yeah. So
Awesome. But I mean, are there any offline side or?
I don't know the offline space well. I haven't tried anything offline.
Oh, I see. Oh, you know your stuff, man. I mean, your stuff, I read probably from word one to word Z, nonstop.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, definitely great stuff. Hey, so one of the things that I guess people wanted to know was you got started off alone, right? And then you kind of partnered up. What's the story with that? 'Cause I do remember you talking at conferences. Your partner wasn't there all the time.
He was a majority of the time. So when I started my first website, Advice Monkey, he wasn't there. But for the internet marketing agency, he was there, and that was our first real business. He wasn't there for like the first 6 months, and we've been in partnership for like 11 years now. So he's been there for pretty much the whole time.
Yeah, so I have a lot of people that are solo founders. What's your advice on that? I mean,
It is
definitely
tough. I always recommend finding someone else. If you look at most of the successful companies, Microsoft, Apple, Google, they all had multiple co-founders. Even Facebook, multiple co-founders, right? LinkedIn. They said Reid Hoffman founded with another person. I forgot the guy's name, but I don't know who he is. I could be wrong on that one. But nonetheless, look at it, like PayPal, so forth, so on, Yahoo, right? Almost all of them have multiple co-founders. Go find another co-founder.
Okay. Well, how did you hook up?
My
with
sister
your
introduced
partner?
us. My sister is married to him.
Oh, okay.
Made it
That
easier.
would help. Didn't know that. Oh yeah, definitely. So a couple other questions. What if there were any marketing tactics that people that they do not know
Marketing tactics
and
that
why?
people don't do?
That they shouldn't try, or that you tried and failed, and something that obviously like content farming is obviously not good, right? Those lame SEO tactics.
Yeah,
from
so like
1990s.
just
Like
stealing content and putting it on your site, that's a bad one. Creating mediocre content on a lot of pages is another bad one because you get hit by the panda updates. Building irrelevant links or too fast of a pace or doing like unnatural link building is another bad thing because you get hit by the penguin update. But yeah, it's just manipulation. You got to pretty much think long term and not try to do the short term tactics.
One thing that stuck out was how you did TechCrunch and also I Can Has Cheeseburger.
So my
What's the story
friends in
involved with
Cheeseburger,
that?
that's
How
how I
did
got
you
connected
pull up
with
what
them.
you did?
And then TechCrunch, I did the same cold email like I did to Michael Moritz. I got TechCrunch as a free customer. I didn't charge them. I just did free work.
Oh, I see.
I kept emailing
But
it
I mean,
for
I'm
like
sure they
6
get
months.
cold emails a lot. Like, how did you get through?
Eventually, he's just like, okay, I'll hire you.
Oh, you got through. Oh, for free pro
I just
bono work. I mean,
optimized the
did you have
code
to do
for
content
searching.
creation and all that stuff for him?
That was it.
Oh, and that's it? Oh wow! I thought you did some like crazy
I
content
optimized
creation.
it for search
link
engines and helped him
building
get
and-
more social media traffic. That's it.
Wow, that's amazing. Oh wow. Okay, I thought there was some like crazy secret sauce that you guys did or something. Oh,
Okay.
awesome. Well, let me ask you a question. Hypothetical questions. If you had only $100 in marketing budget for this month, or
I wouldn't spend it. I'd put it in my pocket and write content,
What
and
would
I
you
would
do with
guest
the
post on
$100?
other people's sites.
your strategy for guest posting,
It's
write
really
up a list of 100, Twitter.
Yeah, people
and
just
all
don't do
that
it because
stuff.
they're too
How
lazy, right?
effective is that?
It's really effective.
People have been asking, is it? Huh. I should try that myself. Okay, let me ask you a couple more hypothetical questions. If a newbie entrepreneur came, he had a website, he has an app, whatever he has, he wants to know how to get the initial spark, right? What if you have to give him just
So
one
initial
advice,
support for what? Like
what would
initial
that be?
traction? I would tell him to go get press and do a pay performance deal like PR serve, where if he gets you like on TechCrunch or Mashable, you pay. If not, they don't pay. But press is the best way to get traction when you first launch, because not only does it bring you users, but it brings you credibility, and the credibility is huge.
So
Press first, guest posting
would
second.
that be first, or would you recommend guest posting as first? Like build up your own content base. Oh, press first. Huh, interesting. If you could turn back, actually, one thing I wanted to talk to you was about
Which hosting company?
that fiasco you had with that hosting company.
Oh yeah. So
Well, can you give us a background about that, the hosting company?
me and my co-founder invested
The one
$1
that
million
flopped.
into some guys in Texas, Rockwell, Texas, and we tried to create pretty much what Media Temple has. It's called the Grid Server. We had the idea a bit before them, but it doesn't matter. We came up with the idea. It's more so execution. Execution and invested in bad people and just lost all the money. So, and they couldn't get anything done. They were just so slow. Right, you could get up a hosting company literally in less than 30 days.
Wow.
It took them more than a year and a half, and they couldn't get it up.
Wow. So how? I mean, so you got nothing back, no money whatsoever.
Oh no, I've invested in a lot after. I still do some investments.
Wow. Is that one of the reasons why you don't invest as much as well too? Oh, I see. Ah, interesting. So I mean, one of the things I guess that one of the challenges that people have is when you hit a
Yeah, I
snag,
just
when
keep
you hit a
going
failure,
until
it's really
like
hard to recoup.
I'm
Like,
dead. I don't
what's your
care. Like
strategy?
I
It
just
seems like you're a pretty resilient guy.
silly, but I just keep at it.
Oh, okay. Well, if you could turn back time, right? If there's one thing that you could change,
Yeah, the
could
thing
be
I would do
personal,
differently if I
could
could
be anything. Like, what would you do?
change
What
back
would
the
you do
clock,
differently?
I would focus on one business instead of creating so many of these small businesses, right? Because like I have two businesses right now, but if you really look at it, I did so many more in between. I wish I just focused on the core businesses and not tried all these silly small ideas.
Yeah. What's your
So I spend all my
what's your
time on
time breakdown
Kismet.
between
Someone
your own
else
stuff,
runs.
Quick
Sprout
Sprout,
is
and
just
your
for
two
fun.
analytics companies?
Yes, personal blog.
Oh, just for fun. Oh, okay. But I mean,
Yeah,
you still get
blog
tons of
has a ton of traffic. It's a
PR
pretty
and
decent
all
sized
that,
personal
publicity and all
blog.
that good stuff through the blog, right?
Thank you. So
Yeah, I mean, I try to read from bottom up, but man, you have a lot of stuff there. Well, thanks for your time, Neil. I appreciate it. By the way,
good.
anything else
Thank
you'd
you
like
for
to
having me.
mention? Is there anything else that you'd like to plug? Is there anything else that the community should know? Oh, thank you, Neil.